It's like unfolding, right?
It's unfolding, and it's, you know what is strange? I realized maybe I don't. Oh, that's a strange thought, but it really feels that I don't need to be in charge.
Yes. This is exactly what I meant with control.
I think there's a part of me that is in charge,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the me that's here as a human in a way. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the Divine Soul Rebel podcast, brought to you by Elisabeth de Charon de Saint Germain and Martina Mazzetti. Hello and welcome to the Divine Soul Rebel podcast. So here we are, Martina and Elisabeth, and Martina lives in Panama, as maybe you've known, and I am here in the Netherlands, and we were discussing last time we had a wonderful podcast. It was really about the goddess within, the goddess who lives within our human lives, and how that works out, and how we recognize her, how we can call upon her. But today, after a very interesting month for the both of us, we also recognize, like, yeah, but there's also the human experience, the very human experience of living on this planet, of the human in the divine. So yeah, there's the divine being that we are, living a very human experience. And I had it in my way. I was on a holiday in Croatia, and Martina did something completely different. The question became, can you be happy with the imperfectness of life? Can you be truly happy within that imperfectness? Or, as Martina said to me, perfection is probably an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Which my ego said, like, no, it's not. So, but here I want to give the word to Martina, because 2 years ago, she changed country. She moved from the Netherlands to Panama, and she lived in a beautiful place in the jungle. And then this month, she decided with her family, we might want to change our home again. Mm-hmm. And talking about the imperfectness of life. So let's Martina share. What does that mean?
Thank you, dear. It's so funny that I know it sounds, and maybe it's like quite a harsh statement, that perfectionism is an illusion, and it's so strange that it comes out of my mouth, because I was like the biggest perfectionist on earth. And it gave me, and I gave myself such a hard time, that everything needed to be perfect. I needed to be perfect, my house, children, job, everything, right? But what is perfectionism? And I think all of this is, I feel like a big illusion, because what for me is perfectionism might for you, or for the beautiful women that are listening, something completely different. And it might depend as well on country, culture, religion, how you were brought up by your parents, traditions, all of those things. And what I found with all of this, and my nose starts to itch now as well, so that's really interesting. Ooh.
I always have that when I'm on stage. In the middle of when everybody is looking, my nose is itching. And so my husband once told me, you know that when you are performing, that you are scratching your nose, right? And he was like, oh my God, no. Yeah.
So
here it is. Oh. The moment of being seen. Woohoo!
Yes, and I know as well, this knows as well about intuition. That's another topic. But what I found, this perfectionism with me had to do everything with insecurity and feeling unsafe. So if in some way I could control things, so I would feel safe, everything would be more perfect, more controllable, but as well the outcomes would be the outcomes I would want it, or the outcomes that would give me a sense of peace, or the outcomes that would give me a feeling of safety. But this moving and changing big time, like you said, almost 2 years ago, from one side of the world to the other side of the world, from the jungle now to the city and the ocean. And it's good. This change, this moving scenery, this, how do you say this? This changing the energy, because that's what it simply is. You change the energy because you move yourself.
Yeah.
And the energy starts to shift. Exactly. It's really, really interesting. But what I found, to be able to do this and to go more and more with the flow of life, the flow of our path, the flow of our soul, the flow of our family, the flow of the divine, is you have to be able to trust. You have to be able to slow yourself down and to just have faith as well. Faith that things will unfold for the best without a judgment. Yes.
Yeah, but can you give me an example of this, Martina? Because it's all that. But so, for instance, you're moving house. You do things your way. Someone else does things another way. Can that be that imperfectness of so for instance, I was at the seashore, feeling all the beauty, feeling completely happy, at the same time realizing all that did not work in my life, especially from an outside look. It's like, but it's not how I imagined it to be.
That's the thing.
That's the thing, right? So for instance, you're moving. So you because we're always told, moving is a very hard thing. It's the most stressful thing. And then, so is it actually a stressful thing, or is it just how you perceive it, and does someone else perceive it very differently?
I think there's a big collective consciousness about moving. But I think the biggest stress for ourselves and for our body it's like you have to, it's the feeling that you have to start over again.
Oh, I love that observation. Yeah. And so is that a happy feeling, or is that, because that can be an adventure, or it can be as if
I think that is the human experience. It has everything. It has excitement, worries. Okay, do things work out the way I want, right? Am I able to adapt? Am I able to be more flexible? Am I able to just let things go and flow and see, how it works out or how it doesn't work out without a judgment? I have so many thoughts. I'm not really concentrated and focused. Sorry.
No, but no. It's not sorry, because I love how this conversation is going.
But please ask the question again. Ask the question again.
Tell me, Martina, what is an experience of truly feeling this imperfection? For instance, in what you did in moving, like.
Yes. Okay. Now starting over again. But to be honest, that starting over again is as well an illusion.
Yeah.
But it's just a new phase that it's starting. It's like an old door closes, and it can feel like a death, because you have to say goodbye, you have to throw things away, you have to organize, you have to plan. and a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah.
But you take yourself everywhere. And sometimes I say, you take your shit everywhere, no matter where you go.
And
after you've landed, after you've, integrated wherever you are, your shit pops up again. It's not gone.
Yeah, and it's that gunk that's in there, but it's also, it's not only that, it's also very much the human experience where everything is so slow. And when you're also in a very active mind, when you have a very active spiritual life, everything is really fast. And then this body is so slow. And then there's an illusion that there's this strange illusion that our physical reality is somehow behind our spiritual. And that is the thing when I start to get like, that is really an illusion that it is behind, because it's exactly where it is supposed to be for this moment. But my perception around it, am I able to look at the results of the past and be okay with that completely in the now? And when I do that, everything starts to make sense again.
Yes, but what I found out as well, our physical body is our vessel. The more junk, the more mud, the more shit, the more blocks, the more whatever is still there. And all those things are holding us back of really, really being present in the here and the now, and go with the flow and those really fast light flashes, because things shift fast. But a lot of the times our physical body is not there yet. Our minds, our brain, our spiritual, whatever, it's fast. But I feel like there is no goal, but if there could be a goal, it's like that would be in alignment, working in harmony, working with mutual respect, our feminine, our masculine, so we can say yes to those things in our lives that make us happy. But we have to be able to be honest to ourselves. And with this move, I was like, shit, I do this so differently than my husband. So a part of me was upset, like, I don't, And then a part of me was upset how I wanted to do the things, or what I thought was involved in moving. And as well, this was so funny. As well, there is such a big difference in men and women. My husband, he had like his shoes, shirts, trousers. My son had a shoebox with personal items and his clothes, right? And then me and the girls. Woo! When I was packing, I was like, shit, I didn't thought I had that much. I said to my girls, we have a lot more. And then I thought, okay, we have dresses, we have skirts, we have long shorts, we have short shorts, we have jeans, we have exercise things. We have so much more things to wear than men.
I know.
Like between apostrophes, right? And I thought that was as well confronting. I was like, okay. I had a judgment. I was like, okay. And then I thought, no, these are my things. I really like those things, but I needed to go, hold everything, one thing at the time. Do I really need this? This really makes me happy? Do I want to bring this in my future? Because that's what I always do. When I look at things, do I want to take it to my futures? Is this me? Is this who I want to be, or who I want to become? So I sold, I gave away, I threw away a lot. And I was like, oh my God, we collect so much stuff
Yeah.
we don't need, or which gives us memories which
Ooh.
we maybe don't want, or
Yeah.
are not making us happy, or when we look at it or touch it, it reconnects us back to the past, which
Yeah.
will create another loop we don't want to be in, with drama and chaos and whatever. So I think this process is a really, really good cleanse and declutter on many, many levels.
I love that. I love it. One of my best, well, my best friend here in the Netherlands, she told me she had gone through all the fabric, the real the textile fabric. Everything has gone through her hands, literally everything. And then there's some stuff for the kids, I think, and but then she said the relief I've got out of that, the whole complete new energy of that. And then I'm thinking about my room upstairs when there's some, it's all clean, but it's a lot. And it's like, I still cannot, to this point, decide what do I want to keep and what do I want to give away. That's a thing. That's a thing. And I can feel that it's also physical in my weight. I am completely, I'm really in a happy, joyful place with my body, but I can see that there's more weight than my, there's something that's part of that junk that wants to go. And it has to do with decide which clothes can go. What do you want to go? And it's so interesting to see all the, I love how our earthly existence is here to remind, like, yeah, when you do one thing, you are completely free. There is no judgment whatsoever, but there is a consequence. There's a consequence to how you move through life. What energy? What are you able to transmute? Do you really want to hold on to this? Or are you able to let it go, to say, like, okay, this is what it is. I will not fit into that size anymore. It's okay, love. Let it go. Let it go. This is not going to bring you joy.
And the acceptance of how you feel, the acceptance of your desires and what is important for you. And as well, that if you cannot decide now, that's okay too.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
But not as an excuse not to do it, right? Because then I will have to come and make you do it. And this is what I found really interesting. I had items. I was like, no way. This is going away. I will put it somewhere. And it took me, for some items, it took me 2 weeks. Every time I saw it, I was like, okay, does this really need to come? Do I really need this for whatever reason? And with other items, I was like, I love you. You brought me so much joy and beauty and happiness, whatever. But now I will bless you and I will give you to someone else. Enjoy.
Oh, my love. I love that. So how does that make you, how does that change your energy? Because I can see it in you. I can feel it in the room that you're in. It's like, oh my God, you're a different person. It's like it's not only the place that's upgraded, it's the whole Martina that's like, ching, hello, boys and girls. I'm happy in my happy zone. So what exactly happens to you when you are able, because it feels like surrendering, but it's also very much deciding. You decide what you want. So how does that happen with you?
I think what it's mostly about is knowing your yeses and nos.
Mm.
And you can apply that on everything in your life.
And so how do you know your yes and no?
I always listen to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give my heart, my soul, happiness, joy? But for example, with food, it's listening to your body.
Yeah.
You can crave for something. I always find that really interesting. And then I always ask my body, what exactly are you craving for? Is it that vitamin? Is it that mineral? What is it? Is it like the endorphins? So when I open the fridge, I just stand there and I just ask my body, okay, what do you need? So it's really intuitive, I think.
It's really intuitive. But I have a question here for you, because what I feel instantly is that I have a very healthy part in me, and there's also the gunk of old trauma. It's that old trauma thing that says, like, I actually like distortion. Because it has been, some senses have been distorted for such a long time and such a young age that you sort of, you get used to that and you think, oh, it's like, okay, for people, for instance, who come into very difficult situations over and over again, that is some working of the brain or trauma or any, whatever that is, but it's that old calling of, this is what I know, this is, and it's exactly what you say of starting over again, because you get the chance to change all the time. We're in a change, but somewhere in our whole system, there's a part that does not want to move, because what we know
is comfortable.
Is comfortable. And so where do you find, because I'm really starting to find a difference between my real intuition and my old trauma response, which is still somewhere in there. Sometimes I can feel it. It's like, oh, there you are again. Hello, hello. And I will greet it with love. But it needs to be acknowledged that that part is still there. And so how do you feel the difference, and how do you access the healthy, the real intuition?
I think if I look at myself, I was addicted to drama.
Yeah.
I feel it was one really big, one energy consuming addiction.
Yeah.
And I needed to make a choice. If I wanted to keep feeding that addiction to drama, or to simply choose, and it's easy, but it's not simple because it's a process.
Yeah.
It's just a choice. Do I want this? Do I want to spend my energy onto so much drama or drama of other people?
Yeah.
And sometimes it can feel like being a bitch, that you say no to all the drama. It's like, no, I pass for now.
Yeah.
And it can, and those are a lot of judgments I felt. It's like bitchy. It's like egoistic, egocentric. It's like, I don't care. It's like being cold, or like being disconnected from emotions, but it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, here's a drama. the big drama. And the more we think about it, the more we interact, the more we react, the bigger it grows. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, what you feed grows, no matter if it's positive or negative. Oh, my nose. Ooh, it's there again.
Yeah, we're on a roll, baby.
And I think what this all is about is really radical, powerful love and self-acceptance. That we, all of us, are like so worthy of living our best lives in happiness, in joy, in wealth, in abundance, with energy, instead of being drained by drama, being drained by stories of others, being drained by having to be perfect.
You're saying something that speaks so deeply to my heart and my own experience these last months, actually, how I really became to realize that when my energy drains, that is something to be aware of, because I am naturally a very energetic person, and I think we all are. And so when my energy drains, I am saying yes to an experience that I am resisting, or I want to resist, or I need to resist it, or it's not, I'm not giving myself the permission to fully live it, because sometimes I can resist enormous beauty, and like playing with this woman in the what's it called, the improvisational concerts that I'm giving. It's so glorious to find another musician with the same skills and the same creative musical language, and then being able to give yourself in that process, and do not, and I can get, before she comes, before we do a rehearsal, I can feel so many parts of me resisting, that I'm really tired, and then we're starting. It's like this, okay, right, just give in, darling. This is you. You do not have to pretend that you are not as capable as you are fucking are. I'm so well attuned to this form of music. And that is something you sometimes have to say yes to. That I think it's that spark of joy that we are told, no, you have to deserve that, because it's already here. So this morning I walked outside very early.
Or you have to work really hard.
Yeah, you have to work really hard. So I walked this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, seeing just nature. And I was like, no, I have to walk, because that's good. And then I slowed down, and then I was just like, no, let's just pace with joy. And all of a sudden I felt this whole energy and the sun and everything. It was like, oh, now we can come in. Now we are one. You and I, we are one. It's just that resistance of, but that's what I mean. What when you're saying,
and that's the human experience, right? The resistance. And that's okay too. Yeah. We can have resistance, but we have a choice to stay in there.
Yeah.
Or we have a choice to start prioritizing ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about.
But that's also a part of the drama of because we've been fed that drama is entertaining in a way.
A lot.
And so part of us is like, oh yeah, that's where the fun is. And I think we've come at a new stage in the universal energies, earthly energies, that we can still choose to go in drama. I still see a lot of drama around me, and I have a very I need to be very conscious about that urge that I should save the world, which is ridiculous. I can only do what when I do what brings me joy. That's pretty good. I think it's
more than pretty good.
Yeah. But I remember when I was a kid was thinking like, yeah, we should do Bob. I don't know, not as a kid, because as a kid I was quite good in just having fun and thinking, yeah, that's probably how it's supposed to be. But then I don't know. There's this, we see stuff in the world and we want to fix it. But I'm really at the point where I think like, yeah, but when my energy gets drained, who's freaking going to save me? What am I then to the world? So what's the real benefit for anyone?
Mm-hmm. And I think what has a lot to do with this is that just your presence, just our presence can fix things without us being aware of it. Can change things, can change situations, environments, whatever. Just being present with our energy. So our energy, how we feel, is like the most important thing ever, because sometimes we simply don't know what the effect is.
Yeah.
So let's just always try to do our utter best to be ourselves. Yeah. With all our emotions, all our human experiences. And of course, sometimes it's like, I don't want this. I don't like this. That's okay too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm really glad that that what you said about, yeah, but joy is a lot. So I've been at this moment I've told you about that I'm creating an oracle deck and music that belongs to that is sort of an initiation path of the throat chakra, the higher 5D throat chakra. And in creating that, I'm also liberating and ascending myself into, I get so many insights and new just by letting things go, stuff becomes way easier in a way, way more real, very real, more loving. But I love how it was just that little part of, yeah, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. Let's just do that. Mm-hmm. And then instead of I need to build something very big and raw and important, and let's bring out the trumpets because Elizabeth is going to do something, blah, blah, blah. And especially, it's funny because I have this very big voice. I can have that. And I also have I can also sing very gentle and soft. And to be honest, I get the most things done when I follow that very soft whisper first. Mm-hmm. And then it can, when I just follow that, there are moments where it's like, yeah, now it can grow louder, but it has a circuit, it has a system that it can flow in. So it's not just like somewhere where you come with all that beautiful energy that we bring with us when we are incarnating. It's the little soft action by action. It's this trusting those little steps of this feels juicy. This feels nice. Let's just for now, let's just I think I have a piece of music in my head or an idea, and I can just sit. You sit looking out of the sea, getting. I know you're getting brilliant ideas because I can already see them coming in. It's really funny looking from here at your place. It's like, oh, there's going to be fun out there. But and being here and going to the studio sometimes, and then just following an inkling, and then things start to move. It's so funny how, and then when I work with clients already with some of those songs, that is my love, the imperfectness, and then the enormous joy of being able to have to play with what you like, with what gives a little bit of energy or joy or whatever, and then say yes to that, and then that sort of creates it's like through the cracks where you don't know what is going to happen. It's complete unknown where you're going. And so you're not stuck in what you already know, because
you're open to the new.
You're open to the new. It's and that to me takes away the trauma. It takes away the drama. It takes away the fear. Because I'm just taking one little step after the other, just following little pieces. And then I'm not taking it all too serious. And all of a sudden I see what it can be, or it happens. And it's like
unfolding, right?
It's unfolding. And what is strange? I realized maybe I don't. Oh, that's a strange thought, but it really feels that I don't need to be in charge.
Yes, this is exactly what I meant with control.
I think there's a part of me that is in charge, but it's not the me that's here as a human in a way. It's like, I can, of course, I can choose my yes and no, but that's the thing. Does it give me joy? Does it spark energy or make me drained or whatever? That's where I can sense like, oh, this works. Yeah, no. But that whole long, you have to have a purpose and you have to have a mission. And when you don't have that mission, when you're not following your mission, if that's not big enough, if it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, it's nothing. It's like,
or if it's not making you really a lot of money.
Yeah, of course. So you need to know what makes you money, although you don't know what your brilliance is, what can make you a shitload of money, because it's so juicy that everybody says like, give me a little bit of that.
Yes,
I don't know.
No, I love this. I say this every month. I love these conversations with you. And I hope, of course, that our dear listeners find them as well juicy or helpful or beneficial in whatever way and where they are on their path. And let's close this podcast for now with, I feel, saying yes to life and to this human experience, which is truly, truly amazing.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you, love. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
We will see each other next month. This was lovely.
Ciao for now.
A divine soul rebel freely, unapologetically expresses herself. She thrives by authenticity, freedom, love, joy, compassion, and abundance in all she is and does. In this monthly podcast, Martina and Elizabeth share their voices and experiences with their divine soul rebel sisters.
Hi, I'm Martina Metzig. I'm a master intuitive energy healer, teacher, and a feminine embodiment coach. I've made it my mission to empower and inspire women globally in a radical, powerful love journey as a divine rebel, stepping into the divine feminine power through embodiment and doing the inner work through mindset reprogramming and aligned actions. Because you are a magical, limitless being and you are here for a reason. And I'm here to support those divine rebels to tap into your own uniqueness and becoming unapologetically yourself and to shine your light and your love.
Hi, my name is Elisabeth de Charon de Saint-Germain. I'm the founder of Liberate and Express, and I was born with the heart of a trailblazer and the gifts of a shaman and a mystic. I'm also a recovered burned out empath, a workaholic and a people-pleasing superwoman. And now I'm a singer whose energies transmutes and coacts with my spirit team, with nature and with the spirits of music. I'm a fierce space holder who embodies the frequency of joy in all circumstances, especially when I work with the sacred rebels that I guide as a holistic singing pedagogue, a mystic, an energy healer, and a feminine leadership coach. I guide them to find their inner voice and into the finding and opening up to the medicine of their own voice and full soul expression.
This song